advice to your people, advice or not. The business can be very, very challenging at times, and I think part of our job is to fix things, to figure out ways to negotiate through things. So we have to try and stay unemotional and level-headed and think for our people when they're frustrated and they can't look at for themselves. But anyway, we did get through it. It did close. They always do. They always do. They will sell. Just know that the end is coming and then it's done with that.
Okay. Albert, you there?
Hey, Eddie, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Hey,
So-
I sent you, during my presentation, I sent you an idea by text. Can you take a look at that later on?
Yeah, we'll do that. I
All
got 35 people in this room right now watching you on the big screen.
They're awfully quiet.
I got one microphone. So if you want to ask for questions, I'll
Yeah, run
probably
them
be
through.
relaying questions.
If they have questions, run them through you, okay, Eddie?
Yes,
All right, we got Sonia Harris. She also chimed in here. She's probably remote, right?
yes.
Okay. Hi, Sonia. Okay, let's get going. Let me put this over here. And we don't have to look at Eddie. All right, well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Albert Clark, and I am the creator of the Home Actions e-relationship platform. And for 20 years, because 20 years ago, I built the first ever electronic newsletter for agents. I've been helping agents differentiate their service level, put more money in their pocket, because we all know that real estate's a numbers game. But when you sit and talk with an agent and say, tell me about, your production, why can't you do the best possible job of staying in touch? They always come back with answers like, Al, I have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but I don't have a whole program. Well, your company, Exit International, checked us out for about 2 months and asked us to become what we call a premier partner. And that means you guys get the better pricing, better terms, and we're going to do better than that anyway with our relationship with Eddie. But what we have is a system that you can use to improve your numbers. Now, the first thing we do when we work with an agent is, and this is the same way throughout the whole country, 9 out of 10 agents don't have a clean, reliable, current database. And I would bet the same for everybody that's in the room there. If I was in there physically, I'd say, raise your hand if you can give me a spreadsheet of everybody the last 5 years or 10 years with their email addresses. They would laugh at me, okay? They say they think they have a database, but they don't. So what we do is we go into these locations and every other one where you have contacts, export them all, clean them all up, and show you a database that you can then unsubscribe anybody you want and then put it into the system. And then every 2 weeks, we deliver, we do all the writing, the sending, the unsubscribing, everything that needs to be done. We deliver an email marketing communications piece that looks something like this, but they're all customized, so they're not all going to look the same. So what we get at is hard-hitting, impactful information that we deliver for you that helps your clients, prospects, and friends manage what they have now, their home, okay? They may be looking at another home down the road in 6 months or 6 years. I don't know, but what we're going to do is we're going to create this allegiance between your subscribers, your readers, your clients, prospects, and friends, and you. Right? Because they're trusting what you're sending them because it's all good stuff. And trust me, we know good content when we send it. And what you're not going to see is chicken pot pie recipes and moving day tips. On the bottom on the left-hand side there, you'll see Judy added we added for her RPR articles. This is Realtors Property Resource, which I believe, Eddie, everybody has that down there, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to get more usage out of your RPR because we're going to put an article, and it is our most widely clicked article. What sold down the street, when and for how much? If there's one thing you could learn today from me, ladies and gentlemen, everybody wants to know what the house down the street sold for. And if they have to rummage through Zillow to find that, or Realtor.com or whatever, you're going to lose them. So we provide all this hyper local fresh content in your newsletter. Over on the right, we could bring in your listings, your just solds, testimonials, any ideas you have. You can see how we customize it for seasonality. We could bring in your just sold articles. We will be your publisher for you because you probably don't have time to do it or do it correctly. So every article starts out as a nice newsletter article, but it becomes a conversation starter. Because as soon as somebody clicks on any of these articles that we have an alert set on, Eddie's going to get a text and an email, right? Because Eddie's readers are opening up and engaging with his newsletter. But he wants to know what articles, okay? Where's the intelligence coming from in his database? So when we send out Eddie's newsletter and somebody clicks on that first article, not only do we track the open for the newsletter, but what articles they engage with, okay? Because 49% of the people that click on that kind of sold information that they want, they're actively doing research on their own, okay? But what's nice is they're doing it in front of you, not behind your back. And that's why Exit really came out with us and helped us here, because they want fresh content, valuable content getting delivered on behalf of their agents. So here's the perfect example. What's sold down the street? Give us a couple zip codes where you want to be an expert. The consumer then clicks on the blue button and excuse me, up comes this 8, 9, 10 page report based on that location where the consumer is, because they want to know what's going on in their area, okay? And again, as soon as these articles are open, we track that. Again, custom design content. Down the bottom there, you'll see our newest feature we have called the Small Business Showcase. And what that is, it's a PR play for the agent. We ask the agent to give us 5 or 10 small businesses every 2 weeks. Because remember, this newsletter goes out every 2 weeks. It's not once a month. Every 2 weeks, the agent gives us 5 or 10 small businesses in the area, and we'll build a promotional page for that small business in hopes that we can help them recover from the pandemic, right? Because every realtor should be helping small town mom and pop operations get back on their feet. So that's a cool way for you to get public relations, no extra charge for any of this content. Now, also at the end of the day, we portray you as an advocate, because your readers are going to say, wow, not only is this content hyper local, but it helps me manage what I have now. So you'll look at Gwen's on the left-hand side down the bottom, live daily links from the Consumer Product Safety Commission. Now, I will ask you, if I was in the room there, has everybody gone to the Consumer Product Safety Commission today to see what new items and new products have been recalled because they're dangerous? Well, agents would go, well, no, why would I do that? We do it for you. We put that article in every newsletter if you want it. And when they click on it, up comes the most dangerous products that were recently recalled. Over on the right, we're always tracking down IRS scams and these opportunities for senior citizens to get ripped off. Well, we educate everybody about all the scams that are out there. Over on the right down the bottom there, credit score apps. You guys have had this happen to you. I'm sure when it comes to financing more of the house for your clients, they say, oh, I have my Credit Karma or my Credit Sesame. They say I've got a 780 credit score. And we all know that by the time you filter it down into FICO, they don't have that. So the consumers need to know that some of these sites maybe aren't as good as they proclaim to be. Also, what we get into is what we call predictive content. Articles that when open, not only send you a signal, but sends you intelligence. These people are looking for down payment money. So I would say, wouldn't you want to talk to 20 people that just click this article and think you need 20% for a down payment? Well, you've got good news for them, right? Fire her up with a phone call or an email to say, hey, Ellen, you don't need 20% anymore for a down payment. I've got some state programs, local programs, whatever. Again, you're engaging them when they're thinking about this topic. Here's one you could run with as early as today. 7 out of 10 homeowning families have no idea how much equity they have in their home. They know it's good, but they don't know how much. So again, wouldn't you want to talk to 18 people that just clicked this article 35 seconds ago? I think you would, because you should offer a CMA or some sort of professional service that you have that's going to work for them, because they're thinking about home equity. Okay, now everything I've shown you so far is what we call exclusive. When we build your brand new database, and we could start building it this afternoon, and we enter it into the system, all those email addresses become exclusive. And what that means is no other agent in your office right there on your right side or left side can attack your database with their home actions, because you got your contacts in first. So the Keller Williams agent down the street, he can't do that because you got your contacts in already, and we turn them exclusive, okay? So this is your database. You take it anywhere you go. The idea is that we're going to build what we call exclusive relationship capital for your clients, prospects, and friends. Social media game plan built in. We could ask, you can ask questions later on about this, but you'll never run out of good content that you can post on social media in about 10 seconds. So in under 5 minutes a day, you've got fresh content blasting out all over your social media. You just have to click and drag and it's done automatically. Here's an example of how it works, right? This is somebody to put the RPR article, What's Sold Down the Street, on her Facebook page, okay? And we could tell her when somebody that got her newsletter actually shares the content. Next one, after the newsletters go out, I'm going to personally, as president of the company, call you and say, hey, let's go look at these reports. And these are what we call our intel reports on what's going on inside of your database. How many people opened it once? How many people opened it multiple times? This example at the top here, 1,016 total opens. What you're going to find out is, and you're not going to see this anywhere in email marketing and real estate, half of your readers are going to open your newsletter multiple times in the next 2 weeks, okay? So we send the newsletter every 2 weeks, they save it. The only way they could save it is if they keep your name and your subject line in their inbox. And as they go up and down their email 500 times a day like we do, they see the agent's name and subject line, okay? Impression, impression, impression. That's what we're all about. On the left-hand side, you'll see what articles resonated well, who clicked the most articles, who really wanted to know what sold down the street. Over on the right, engagement report, who's your frequent flyers, who's opening up everything we're sending and how many times and what articles. You'll be able to get all this intelligence and have what we call a conversation starter, okay? And that's what agents need these days, a reason to pick up the phone or fire off an email. You're also going to have a lot of feedback mechanism happening after they open these articles, because the system's going to ask them, you know, for a little survey. Look at that fourth question there. Do you know somebody thinking about buying or selling a home? We're going to be asking for referrals literally every time they open an article, but it's a soft ask, if you know what I mean. It's not hardcore in their face. We just want to know if they know anybody that needs professional help. And of course, they're going to contact you, okay? Because you've been helping with all this months and years, et cetera, et cetera. Now, your biggest competitor, right? Right now, consumers are leaving agent websites and going to Zillow for neighborhood information. Well, over on the right are the reasons why Zillow is so popular. So what we've got is an article that we built into the newsletter, every newsletter. It's called Neighborhood 360. And this widget covers 150 million street addresses, not email addresses, street addresses. We know what's going on behind the door. We know what's going on outside the door, because this is really a neighborhood report on what's going on, demographics, income levels. Now, Eddie, I'll ask you a quick question. We'll see how much you know. How many residences are there in the United States?
150 million addresses.
All right, wow. You are a knowledgeable leader there in Tennessee, let me tell you. And that's it, 150 million, there aren't any more. So what we do is we put this consumer pulls up the report. It opens up right on their screen. And what it does is it tells them everything about what's going on with that address. So let's assume that this reader wanted to know about 59 Hillock Woods. An agent gets a text and an email immediately as soon as they start searching here, and they pull up this report. Recent sales nearby, rent versus own, tax issues, recent real estate tax issues, cost of living information, income levels in the neighborhood. Where are all the schools? We don't tell them what school they're going to go to. This report just tells them where the schools are and lets them dig into those blue buttons, okay? We want to keep you out of trouble. And then because we want to know how the neighborhood is, right? Boom, boom, boom. They pull up the neighborhood. They start getting all this information about where are we going to go for happy hour on Friday? Where are we going to go for fine dining? What stores are open in the area? All within 3 or 4 miles. Where's the closest place to get a Starbucks, right? We're going to get some donuts. We need to know what kind of stores are in the area around here. Where's the Petco stores? Half of your clients have pets. So you have to show a lot of concern for pet lovers. PetSmart, then there's dog walkers. Where are all the animal hospitals in the area? We've got them all. And they're all in this report. Where are we going to get our tattoos done, our hair done, our toenails done? Where are we going to work out? Where's the closest gyms, right? We're designing the fabric of the community where they're looking for at that house. And then we tell them everything that's going on in the neighborhood. So at the end of the day, we know what to send, how to send it, when to send it. We know how to create these conversation starters for you, and we know how to lock in exclusive value, because at this point, I would hope that you wouldn't want your clients, prospects, and friends getting this from some other agent, okay? Or even worse off, a Keller Williams or C21 or whatever. So what we have is the ability for you to hire us, my 29 employees, that are going to do a bang up job helping you get and stay top of mind with your clients, prospects, and friends. And I don't care if it's 100, 500, or 5,000. There's no limits on this, okay? So we know how to do this. We're, industrial grade email marketing. And we know what resonates because we send out about 5 million a month. So we know who's clicking on what articles are obviously working and valuable. Now, there's two ways to subscribe to our program. There's a monthly payment plan and there's a quarterly payment plan. It's the same level of service, only in how you pay for it. So I'm always worried about cash flow, right? I work with a lot of agents all over the country and I help them with their cash flow. And they say, Al, which is the best plan here? And I say, for cash flow purposes, it's better to spend 60 rather than 165. The $60 is what we call your monthly payment plan. Stacy and Eddie were in negotiations with me for a while to get rid of or take care of this $99 setup fee. Everybody else in the country pays $99 for the setup fee plus the monthly fee. So what I'm asking you to do is to take a leap, and this is a guaranteed leap, if you will, at subscribing at $60 per month. And then at the end of the first month, you say one of three things. One, I want to cancel. It's not working. Give me my money back. Give me my database back. No problem. Two, now remember, you're going to have 2 newsletters on the street at the end of the first month. So you're going to be paying $60 to test this out. At the end of the first month, again, you could say, I want to stay at 60 a month for a few months and then save some money and move to the 165. So you don't have to spend a nickel more than $60 to have me prove to you this thing works. And I'm going to be managing your account. And you're going to say, hey, Al, you're the president of the company. Aren't you a little busy? Well, when I work with these exit offices, and this was my deal with Stacy, and of course my deal with Eddie, was to make sure that you get the value out of what you spend with us. If you don't get any value, you don't deserve to have us charge your credit card. So that $60 can come back to you. There are no contracts. It's month to month, and it's whatever you want it to be, is what it comes down to. We're not tying you into, locking up your credit card for a whole year. We don't do that. So you can try this for a month at $60, see the satisfaction level, see what we deliver, see your clients, prospects, and friends engaging with your content, and it's $60 a month. And it used to be $79 per month, but in all our contract negotiations with Exit, we got it down to 60 a month. And then Stacy and Eddie got us to lower the 99. They took care of that. So you guys don't have to pay the $99. There is no setup fee on the quarterly plan. So for agents that know this is a slam dunk and you want to go with the 165, that lasts for 3 months. Cancel anytime again, get your money back. Year down the road, stop it if you want. Again, no contracts. So let's have some questions about the program, about financing, jumping in the subscription, your guarantee, or why we think our content is the best content out there. So let's have some questions. If you want to just ask Eddie, Eddie's by the microphone, I'll be able to hear him.
Ask your question. Okay. How you doing, Albert?
Good.
My name's Ben.
Hey, Dennis.
Got a few questions for you.
Sure, go ahead.
The first one I wrote down, do we need to have permission from the small business owners
No,
to?
no,
Okay.
no. It's just a public service that you're offering. It's like, did Google ask them to create that directory card on google.com? No,
Very good.
you don't
Can we
need that.
custom-
So, and also you could put an article inside your newsletter, not only promoting those small businesses, but then you could promote your quote Angie's List, your roofer, your plumber, your contractor, your mortgage guy, your landscaper, okay? And be able to offer all their services to your clients.
Very
So
good.
there's 2 ways you could work here with small businesses. Go ahead, please. Good question.
All right, so the next one I have is, can we customize the subject heading for the emails that go out?
Yes, every 2 weeks you get to change your subject line,
Okay,
okay? And you could, usually what we found is if you tell them what they're gonna get, if they open it up, they're more likely to open it up. But yeah,
Okay.
we've got lots of research on subject lines for you.
As far as the neighborhood 360, so where is the data set being pulled from? I saw Yelp for some of the, neighborhood stuff, but as far as the rest of it goes.
A lot of that comes from CoreLogic and another company called Atom Data Solutions. We obviously buy that, and it's all, related to an address. So it's updated, I'm told, every 2 months for information. And as census data information comes in, everything is updated automatically. So we could be assured that you're delivering, pretty fresh content.
Okay, very good. And then lastly was, how long have you been in business?
I've been doing newsletters for agents for 20 years. I built the first ever electronic newsletter. What
Sure,
you just saw now is a compilation of 20 years. Home Actions, as the corporate entity, has been around for a little more than 10 years.
Very good.
This is my fourth
Thank you.
version of a newsletter over 20 years.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, next question, please.
Anybody else?
Anybody have questions about the financing, what we call the subscription plan? I'm going the wrong way here. Again, what we're asking you to do is, take a leap of faith, 100% guaranteed, $60 per month. And all you got to do is call me, because we don't, we could take your credit card over the phone. We get this thing going, started this afternoon. That's how fast we work around here. So, but regardless, we could have your newsletter on the street, this week if you want, because we'll start building. Well, let's go back and ask one more question of the crowd there. Eddie, tell me how many people have their hand raised if you've got a clean current database of everybody you've known the last 5 years. Raise your hand.
I don't have to look at the room, nobody.
Okay, so
So
now you know why I'm here.
yes, so I did have a question from Tamara Harold. She's a very busy agent. She wants to know what kind of time commitment this is going to be per week for her.
Okay, so it's every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks, 4 days before that 2-week newsletter goes out, she's going to get an email from the system saying, do you want us to add a listing of just sold an open house? All she has to do is email us with the MLS ID number, and we'll build a listing page for her. So there's no more, if they don't, and many agents have this running on set it and forget it. They don't want to do anything with it. Every 2 weeks, we're going to make them look good with our already designed content that's fresh and that goes out. So the commitment is, I would say, no more than 20 minutes a month, unless you want to dig into the back end and look at all the metrics and see where your opportunities are. That might take another 20 minutes, okay? And then when you're actually engaging these people in a conversation, I hope that takes an hour, right? So we're bringing interested people to your newsletter by virtue of the fact they're opening, clicking, sharing. You're generating that top of mind awareness. Okay, so it's not a big time drain. If it was, we wouldn't have this many agents using this, right? Or we wouldn't have a 90% re-up rate year over year. So we understand how to save you guys time. That's because we're going to do it all for you.
Okay, and
Right.
you kind of hit on something there that we can upload, give you listing information. Is
Yeah.
there a limit on the number of listings that we can give you?
Well,
I mean,
you want
obviously not 50, but if we
Yeah,
gave
the-
you 3, 4, or 5.
Well, we
would
can
that be-
build an article that links to their listing page on their website, because the agent owns the first 5 articles in every newsletter. And if they want to say, something like, click here for all my hot listings, we will land them on their website. Okay, so they don't have to update our newsletter every 2 weeks. Or, home search. We don't have a home search in the newsletter, but we can link to your home search. Okay, or what's my house worth? We have an AVM that's built in here, which you can use, or you can use, we can drive people to your page on your website. So there's lots of options the agents have, and we're going to go over all that. In fact, we'll do specific training in your office, Eddie, just for the agents in your office that subscribe. And because we want to do all this onboarding at one time, get everybody up and running. If you can't
Okay.
do it for 2 or 3 days, that's fine. We'll do it in 2 or 3 days. But there's agents in the room there that are going to be calling me in a little short while to say, hey, I want to get my database going because I don't want anybody else hitting on it.
Okay, so to summarize, they can put their listings in there. They can do all kinds of announcements. They can link it back to their own web pages. And, I want you to hit them or show them again the hot link from what's sold in their neighborhood or what's sold near me to RPR.
Oh, okay.
Do you have a
So,
visual of what the RPR looks like?
yeah.
Because that
this-
was rather
oh,
impressive. Yep,
Oh,
yes.
let me see if I can pull up a live report for you. Mhm. Yeah, here's Eddie's. Okay, Eddie, we're gonna pull up your, you could still see me making these moves here, right, Eddie?
Yes.
Preview newsletter. Okay, this is your live newsletter. You see that? Eddie?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so
we
over on
see
the
it.
right, I'm gonna click your sold sign. Now, of course, you just got an email because I clicked your sold sign. So now we know where all Eddie's clients are, 38355, 30517. All you gotta do is click here. Of course, we just tracked all that. And this address in the Medina, average sales price, average home values. This is what consumers want. And you know what? If they have to, toil for hours to go to find this stuff, you're gonna lose out. But what we do is we put all this in your report and you'll see all these closed sales. Well, closed sales are sold properties. You'll see over on the right there, dates that were closed, September 3rd, September 5th, May, whatever. Okay, all within that zip code. And it just goes and goes and goes. And every 2 weeks, they can come in and hit it again. And there's going to be fresh data. Because at the end of that 2-week period, you're going to say to us, hey, Al, put my RPR stuff in there. You don't have to go and refresh these reports. We'll do it for you manually every 2 weeks, no charge. Why? Because we know it needs to be done. We know consumers like that. And if you don't think that this kind of information is valuable, then I'm barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah, so Al, this is not dynamic. You actually have to update it every 2 weeks for us.
Yeah, because RPR wasn't built correctly. They spent $1/3 billion on RPR so far. And if you want reports and you want to save them, they expire every month. But we don't want to give somebody a month-old market report. So we'll go into the agent's RPR every 2 weeks and pull a fresh one out the night before their newsletter goes out. And when they open it, there's home sales from last night, going back 3 months.
Okay, I've got some people lined up for questions.
Yeah, go ahead, hit it.
Hey, the name's Taylor. How could a new agent with a limited client base utilize this
Okay,
software?
if you're doing any snail mail marketing into neighborhoods, we can promote the value of them giving up their email address and signing up for your newsletter. So there's a couple different ways you can do this, but if you don't have those email addresses, if you're using snail mail, we can build information streams into the home and tell them what they're missing by not having your home actions. Okay, you also want to maybe dig into the Chamber of Commerce, right? The Little League, the soccer moms, everywhere you see a list or anybody that you know has access to a list, grab it and let's put it in and build a relationship. But psychologically, what this does for you is it now says every email you get your hands on, you've got something to do with it. Okay. So if you see an email address in a newspaper, in something, or if you are a member of the Chamber of Commerce or homeowner associations, they've got lists. I'll be able to give you some more definable ideas, when we get to that point.
All right,
But
thank you.
it's not, there's no golden rule for how to do that. We're going to start, a couple different ways, see what works, and then expand that. Next question, please.
Yes, sir. The name's Jesse Joseph.
Hey, Jesse.
How many zip codes can we utilize?
10 or 15. I don't think you service more than that, do you?
No, not necessarily.
Yeah, but 10 or 15, and they could be, well, we have some agents that operate in multiple states. So they put 5 or 6 for this state and 5 or 6 that state. But we always put a line there. If your area is not here, please reach out to me. So there'll be consumers emailing Eddie saying, hey, Eddie, I'm over in 38691. Can you get me one of these reports? Okay, and that's if that happens a lot, I did my job. Having actual consumers reach out to you to tell you what they want. Okay,
I have one other question as well.
go ahead.
So
feel
I
free.
have a website in which I write, articles, real estate related articles.
Right.
Can those be implemented into the
Yes,
newsletter?
you want to call it a blog, I guess, or something like that.
Yes.
That's the biggest problem with blogs is every blog that's out there has a date on it, the last time it was updated. And you'd be surprised how many are, July 16th in 2014, right? So here's the problem with websites. Now, every agent needs a website, but if you don't have a strategy plan on how to get people to your website, it's not going to work. So we could put an article, first article in your newsletter that says, hey, I really enjoy keeping my clients up to date on what's going on in the real estate market. Click here for my current blog. And when they click here, they land on your website. Okay. Or you can put that blog content, we'll do it, right, as an article. So there's a couple different ways you can do it. But the idea is you're telling them that you enjoy writing, so you have specific knowledge about the real estate market. Continue to read here inside the newsletter, or we click them to that article on your website and drive more traffic. And we're going to be able to tell you who clicked off the newsletter and landed on your website. Because right now you're probably, sir, if I can ask, how many hits did you have on your website last night?
Oh, not very many.
Okay, you can say 0. That's all right. We trust you. Okay, because you don't have I don't think you have a strategy as to how to get people there. So because you're going to have more people with email addresses than you are visiting your website. Okay, I'll guarantee you that. Right, because every email address is going to be reminded that you're a very good, blogger. Next question, please.
Anybody else? Another question? Okay, Albert, I think we're out of questions.
All right, so what I'll do is, Eddie, I will email you an order form. If the agents want to fill out an order form, that's fine, and send it back to me. The instructions are there. I could take your order over the phone in like 5 minutes. And let me just go over this. Let me go over the pricing one more time. If anybody has any questions about pricing, we're going to go here. We're going to go down here. Come on, there we go. All right, so again, 60 versus 165. Both numbers are, we can refund you if you don't want to go any further. Your $60 gets you 2 newsletters on the street. You feel the buzz. If you don't feel the buzz, we're going to do something about it. I don't fail very often when it comes to this stuff. I'm pretty good at it. I know what works. And I'm going to help you take it to that next level. All I really want you to do is 2 more deals a year than you would not have done if you didn't use the system. Okay? Just 2. I can't guarantee that. I don't know how good you are as a salesperson, but I'm going to put you in front of people that can put money in your pocket. That's what we're going to do. And if you're not in front of people that put money in your pocket, it's not going to work. Now, that's $60 a month there. That's for our average Zoom meeting we're doing in exit offices. Here's something that I might be able to work for you, Eddie, to lower that $60. How many people would buy this at any price? Okay, what time you worry about money? Just do a show of hands for Eddie there. And Eddie, give me an estimate, please.
How many think they're going to buy this? Okay. There's 15 people in here that says they're going to buy it.
All right. So what I can do is, let me rattle some numbers off here. Hold on a second. 15. And how many in the room, Eddie? 35?
Yeah.
All right. All
Or
right.
maybe more than that. There were a few shy hands.
All right. If we can get 20 people to commit to doing this, I'll drop it down to $50 a month, saving you an additional $120, saving you $10 a month times 12. That's another $120. So you're saving 120, 99, that's 220. You're saving about $350 if I can get 20 agents to try this out. Now, 20 don't have to stay, for 20 months. 20 have to get it for 1 month, and then everybody wins on the discount. So I can take that 60 down to 50, and that gets, there's nobody paying that price in the exit system right now.
Okay, sounds
Okay.
good.
So-
Can you also send me this recording so that I can send it out to those that weren't here?
Yeah, sure will. We're recording it, and I'll get you that in a couple minutes. And then, so what I can do is agents, so Eddie, if you could write down who those 15 were that committed, because I can't see them, obviously. Right? And then if we
I'll
can
get a
take it to
list.
20, we're going to save everybody an extra $50 or $120 by
Okay.
taking it down to 50 per month.
Okay,
All
we'll
right?
see if we can get it.
Yeah. And then, so if you would just we'll talk. I'll give you a call later on. You've got some office business to take care of now. I want to thank you for your attention. You had great questions. This will work because I think we all know that it's a numbers game, right? And that's what you preach all the time, Eddie, is it's a numbers game. Got to
Yes.
build that database. What we do is we turn your database into a data bank, right? Because that's where all the money is, in the data. And we're going to help you increase the size of your pipeline. We're going to help you nurture it, and we're going to protect it, because everybody there right now that has, let's say you have 1,000 email addresses somewhere, you want to get those in first, right? Because email addresses become exclusive. So, we haven't had any fistfights in the office either over email addresses. So that I'll caution you with. But anyway, thanks again for your time. Eddie, I'll give me a call when you're done with your rest of your meeting. And I'm glad I could save you like $300 on this program. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Eddie. Anybody else? Let me just throw up my phone number here. 570-510-3507. Hit me at that with any questions, text, whatever you got. We're going
Give it again.
570-510-3507. All right. And it's Albert Clark. I'm the president of Home Actions. 20 years of helping you agents just like yourself improve their numbers. That's all we're about. Okay, Eddie, thank you very much. And we'll talk to you later on this afternoon.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.